Okay, suppression breakdown. So after active phase 2, or once you...
Suppression.
Yeah, suppression.
Under suppression.
Once you push him below 50% or active phase 2 finishes to completion, he'll cast ultimate suppression. At the end of the cast, he'll disappear. Now, we will have to assign numbers 1 through 6 for everyone but the tanks, and then 1, 2, 3 will line up on the left side of 1, and then 4 through 6 will line up on the right side of 1, and you'll just spread out a little bit. Now the players that are lined up here, 3 of them will get eruptions, and it is important that you identify whether you have an eruption or not, which is why you need to spread out a little bit like this. Meanwhile, the tanks are going to hang out over there. Talon will go hang out over near C, which is what Carney will be doing, I imagine. Whereas Dragon, or Kaze in our case...
That's me!
Yeah, it's Dragon! He's hanging out over there, essentially just waiting for us to all get up there. He can really do whatever. Anyway, so eruptions will start going out. So... identify whether you have an eruption or not. In my POV, I have an eruption. So you can sort of tell what you will get based on whether you have an eruption or not. If you don't have an eruption, 2 of the players who don't have an eruption that started against the wall will get these Mistral Song markers. If you are those Mistral Song markers, after the second eruption, you just immediately divert and go behind. Well, it was Talon in this case, but it'll be Carney in our case. And you will just eat them hiding behind Talon. If you... and then otherwise, the eruption people will still be working towards the 2 marker here. I think we use the 3 marker. But you'll be working towards the numbered marker between B and C there. So, after the 3rd eruption comes out, one of the eruption players will be marked with jail. So they will go stop on the marker, and the party, the eruption folks will drop their last eruption there as well. And then feather rains will start to go out, so you need to do this giant ass loop. So 1 feather rain, 2nd feather rain, and essentially you want to do a giant loop and end up on 2 there. You break the jail out. At the same time, the player who didn't get anything, so no eruptions, they didn't get the Mistral Song, or the jail, will get this light pillar thing here, which you can sort of see following them. So they just need to do a giant loop the other direction, away from the party and away from the jail. And I'll show you Sonata's POV, because he was the one that had that in our clear, to give you a good idea what's going on with that. But I'll show that after. So, after you kill the jail, everyone will reconvene on the marker. Besides, it was Talon back in the day, it'll be Kaze for us, who will go north-ish. Titan will use landslides, you just dodge out, and then you just dodge back into the marker. At the same time, Ultima is doing these like laser beams across the field, but they're really inconsequential. They won't hit you on the marker. Ifrit stack, as well as there is the one of Garuda's tethers, which is what Kaze will be picking up in the north there. So you eat the Ifrit stack, and then feather rains, and that is the end of suppression. So I'll go through it again, but from Sonata's POV, just to like re-clarify some things and make sure it's all clear, I guess. So again, you spread out along the wall based on your numbers. Eruptions will go out, so Sonata has identified he doesn't have an eruption. When the 2nd eruption goes out, people will get the Mistral Song markers. They will go hide behind Talon. Everyone else will continue the path towards the marker. Jail goes out. I'm pretty sure the jail always goes on an eruption player, so just note that. So everyone else is continuing towards the marker. Jail stops there. Drop the last eruptions there. Everyone goes around to the right. And the the Mistral Song players will dodge towards the marker when the Feather Rain happens, and you'll just do, oh sorry, no they don't, they dodge towards the middle as well, and then dodge towards the marker. So there's 2 Feather Rains there, as mentioned. However, Sonato identified that he had nothing before getting to the marker, so he knows he will get the light chasing him, so instead of doing that big loop towards the marker there, he does this even bigger loop around the outside of the arena. And as you can see here, he'll start having the light pillar follow him. So it's just chasing him, and he does that giant loop there. Now the reason why you can't hug the wall, so you sort of got to stay in the middle here, in the middle area, is because these little feather things are spinning around the outside. And if you get hit by them, it'll do a big explosion and I believe wipe the group. So you sort of just got to use the middle area as well, kind of limited in the room you have available. But it's not that bad. Again, at the end, you'll just dodge it out of the landslide, back into the landslide. Kaze will pick up the tether there, and you'll be back on the marker for the stack. And that is ultimate suppression. So it's really not that bad once you identify what you have. Like, there's a lot of things going on, but you really only ever need to worry about what you have.